This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, in the last session, we were talking about points that are related to get into the SAP market or things that you'll have to remember, understand before you start applying for a job. So we understood that first point as accounting is mandatory. Second point we understood as understanding of SAP FICO conceptually is required. Next one we understood we need to practice more on the business scenarios, and you need to understand all concept and scenarios in SAP FICO at high level. We mean to say you should have at least basic understanding, a basic idea about each and every scenario, at least majority of the commonly used scenarios in every accounting process like GL, AP, AR, asset, cash, bank, BRS. On all these areas, make sure you are able to understand at least basic level. Instead of saying I do not know, I am hearing this for the first time, you should have at least decent understanding that is required. Next one, make sure you are able to refer the job descriptions of SAP FICO irrespective of the level of experience. Meaning, don't look at whether this is related to 3-year experience, 4-year experience, or is it related to Delhi location, Mumbai location, Hyderabad location, Bangalore, Chennai. Ignore everything. Wherever you find a job for SAP FICO, irrespective of everything, experience, your company name, your designation, your location, look at the points that are listed under job description and see if you are able to understand what is listed in the job description. If you are able to understand whatever the points are there in job description, then it is fine, meaning you are in a track. You are able to understand what is there in SAP FICO JD. Next one, you need to have important topics related to SAP FICO. Others, please be on mute. Okay. Next thing, we need to understand the important topics related to FICO for interview. This is quite common. Everybody knows if you wanted to prepare for SAP FICO interview, everybody tell that you prepare on the basics, you prepare on GL, AP, AR, document splitting, automatic payment program, FIMM integration, FISD integration, BRS, okay, cash journal, taxation, all these kind of things. Everybody will tell you this is where you will be questioned in your interview, and this is fact, and these are the topics which are important for your SAP FICO interview. Make sure on all the topics whatever is important for interview, you will have a thorough conceptual understanding. When I say conceptual understanding, forget about the configuration. If you are able to configure that particular concept or not is second point. First point is to make sure if somebody is asking you about any functionality or any topic related to interview, make sure you are able to explain in such a way that the other person is convinced with your explanation. Meaning, when you are explaining, when you are talking, do not try to include whole configuration in it. Instead, if you wanted to include any configuration step, yes, you are supposed to include, but only the key points of your configuration, like your account determination, important steps of your configuration, you need to include, not the total configuration. Okay. Next one, you need to make sure you are not supposed to ask, or you are not Googling, you are not asking anybody, including me, interview question with answer. I'm not going to give you interview question with answer. Nobody will give you, because this is not a descriptive exam. Somebody will put a question, you will write an answer. They might ask anything, whatever comes in their mind at that moment in any interview. Your client or anybody may ask you anything. All these kind of a scenario based questions or generic topic related discussion. Tomorrow your interview is also going to be a discussion. It is not like somebody will take some 80 questions, out of 80 they will put 20 questions randomly. This is not going to be the situation. They might ask any questions randomly, either from your resume or in a generic way. Make sure immediately, spontaneously you are able to respond to the question in a related way. Meaning, if my question is related to something, your answer is not supposed to be something else. It should be connected to my question, related to my question, because majoritarily you will be questioned based on a scenario, based on a topic. Next one, you need to have some time for your understanding. When I say you need to have some time for your understanding and then practice, keep in your mind that it is not so easy that you will understand in one go. You will practice 1-2 times, you will understand. It's not practically going to happen. It will take little time. You need to accept the fact, accept the reality, accordingly move forward. Don't be under an impression, under a mindset that within 3 months you will understand everything. In fourth month you will be in the SAP FICO consulting job. Practically not possible. If you want that to happen, you need to put efforts in such a way that you have to fully dedicate yourself to the system. You should have prior understanding on SAP, and you should have thorough understanding on business processes and all. Only then it is practically possible. Otherwise it will take time. Please understand, accept, accordingly you move forward. Don't be in a hurry that 3 months I will complete the course, after that I will be in the job market. Don't be with such mindset. Only when you feel you are comfortable, you are confident, yes, now I'm able to understand, I'm able to explain comfortably, confidently, only at that stage, whenever you feel it, maybe after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, after 4, 5, 6, 1 year, at that time only, whenever you feel you are confident, only at that moment you apply for the job. Otherwise don't do it, because every interview that you are attending, every place that you are getting rejected, you are losing an opportunity, because you are not confident, you are not comfortable, you need some more time to practice, understand. At this moment, whenever you feel that you are not confident, you are not comfortable, please do not get into job market. That will unnecessarily lower your confidence level. You are losing each opportunity to become a consultant, because wherever you attend an interview, you are all aware that the same company will not allow you to attend the interview for next 3 months, for next 1 month, for next 6 months, likewise. Unnecessarily we will lose the opportunities just by trying the interview. Okay, don't do it. And next one, try to relate everything to a real time scenario in a project. When I say this, anything that you are doing, let it be right from your company code configuration, chart of account, fiscal year, there may be, or there are n number of topics which we will be working in a project. For every topic, whatever you are working in a project, please make sure you are able to relate it. Initially it is not required. Initially your focus is on understanding the configuration. Initially your focus is on understanding how you are doing the system setup. Once you gain the knowledge, once you feel comfortable with it, that is where you should slowly start understanding, okay, what is this, how this is used. If I'm a consultant, if I'm in the project, how I'm going to do it, who will give me this information, who will ask me to do this, how I will know that this is what I need to do, who is there, anybody who will confirm or who will verify what I'm doing is correct or not. All these points, when you're trying to understand, when you're trying to explore, you will start realizing different points. Now all the points, whatever is something which is going to happen when you're in a project, when you're in an organization tomorrow, please make sure you're able to relate majority of the points when you're in the training only, so that you will have a confidence, you will have a feel that, okay, this is how requirement will come, this is how work will get allotted, this is how I will be working in a project. Because in any project, things are not straightforward, things will come in a twisted way. When I say things will come in a twisted way, nothing is straightforward in SAP FICO. Please remember this point. At the beginning only I am telling, nothing is straightforward in SAP FICO. Everything is related to their business process, requirement, everything. You need to slowly understand what is their requirement, why they want it, what they are doing, how they are doing it, and what is their problem, what they want from us, what we need to do for it. All these points, when you are able to understand, that is where you are slowly starting to understand, okay, if this is the scenario, this is the requirement, this is how I need to understand, and whatever I'm understanding, I should not straight away do it, I should document it, or I should go in a different approach. Because the way you work in every project, the way you work in every company differs. Meaning, if you are working in 3 companies, in 3 companies you would have worked in 3 different ways. If you are working, or if you worked for 5 clients, for 5 clients you would have worked in 5 different ways. Meaning, from company to company, client to client, project manager to project manager, consultant to consultant, the way they think, the way they work is completely different, may not be same, may not be equal. So as a consultant, you should be dynamic, you should be flexible to adopt any working condition, to understand any client business requirement and proceed along with. Never try to understand that this is how it will be in a project. That will never be in any project, because from company to company, client to client, project to project, your manager to manager, your senior consultant to senior consultant, the way they think, the way they work will differ. According to the situation, you have to act. That is what is your consulting skill set. That is what you are supposed to learn. Okay, when you're learning from me, that is what you're learning from me, not the configuration. I am not focusing on configuration. You also please do not focus on configuration, because that is something we all can do it easily. Offline also we can do it. If you know the 10 steps T code, you will easily do it. I will also easily do it. But why we are doing, what will be the business requirement, what will happen, how you will get the requirement, how you will proceed with it, all these points is what we are focusing on. Okay, once this is done, next point what you need to do is, once you feel that everything is fine, then comes whether to appear as a fresher, either to appear as a fresher or to appear as an experienced candidate. Now you need to decide, if you wanted to appear as a fresher, what is the opportunity in the market, or if you wanted to appear as an experienced candidate, what are the opportunities in the market. I would, if you see practically, freshers you will have less opportunities. Freshers there are less jobs. For experienced there are more jobs. This is open fact. At least now you have jobs for fresher. Earlier there were no job for fresher. At least you have less jobs, meaning there are jobs for fresher. There are companies who will take freshers still. There are many companies who are hiring freshers currently for SAP FICO. Don't believe somebody says there are no jobs for fresher. But there is one point. When somebody says that there is a job for a fresher, they are considering fresh pass out, either from current year or previous year. Fresher they are considering either from a current year pass out or from a previous year pass out. Meaning, if you are talking about attending a job interview at this moment, you must be either a 2024 pass out or 2023 pass out. Otherwise everybody will start asking you a question, gap. Everybody will ask you for gap. Why you have a gap in your career? You say that you completed your academics in 2019, 2020, 21, 22. Now you are in 2024. There is a gap of up to 1 year is fine. You can say that you learned SAP FICO, you are searching, looking for a job and all. You can say something up to 1 year, it is fine. But after 1 year, whatever you tell, the other person will not believe you so easily. Whatever the reason that you tell, they want you to give supporting documentation. They want you to give supporting document. Like if you say that you are having some health issues, they want you to produce medical certificate. If you say that you worked somewhere, they want you to give medical, your experience certificate. If you say that I was not doing anything, nobody will believe you. If you tell fact, that is not going to work out for you. If you hide the fact, nobody will believe you. So things work in a different way, especially when you have some experience and you wanted to get into the SAP market. It is a little tricky part. That is why what everybody will do, everybody will put some different experience. They will convert their original experience into SAP FICO experience. You will get this experience certificates in the market. There are many consultants who will give you the experience certificate, who will support you in everything in terms of whatever is required for you to clear your BHV and all. There are many people who will give you the genuine support. You'll have to approach one of the consultant, get the documentation, get through the SAP FICO consulting job. And that is how most of the people will get into SAP FICO. This is not something that you are doing. This is not something that I am doing. This is something which everybody will do it. Now, why everybody will hire only experienced candidate is, SAP FICO is all about consulting business. SAP FICO is all about consulting business, and your company, wherever you are attending the interview, that company will see you as a product. Your company will see you as a product. When I say your company is looking at you as a product, they will see whether they can sell you to their client or not. They will see whether they can sell you to their client or not. Now, client will take you in their project only if you are experienced. Client is willing to take you in the project only if you are experienced, and client is willing to pay more if you are experienced. First of all, client is not willing to take any fresher candidate, anybody who is inexperienced, anybody who is less experienced. most of the times clients are not okay with this kind of consultant. Why client is not okay? Because client feels that okay, this candidate is a fresher, he has less experience, I don't want fresher candidate to work on my project because I don't know, his experience level is very less, I'm not sure if he can configure the system correctly or not, or I don't know if he is able to understand my business process, he is able to map my business process correctly into SAP or not. Client may not have that faith, client may not have that confidence, because they feel that experienced candidate means he would have already worked for certain project, based on their experience, based on their understanding, they will be able to work. This is the only point. And if your company is giving a fresher candidate to the client, they may be getting 10 rupees. The same client, if you are supplying experienced candidate, they may be giving 50 rupees. Where is 10 rupees, where is 50 rupees? Your company or you are also interested in getting 50 rupees than 10 rupees. That is the reason no company is interested in hiring a fresher, because it is difficult for company also to place you in a project. It is difficult for your company also to place you in a project if you do not have sufficient experience. What they will do, if you have experience, I'm ready to take you, because all my projects, all my requirement, whatever I have, every requirement, every project, whatever I'm currently handling or whatever I currently have, requires minimum 3 years of experience, minimum 4 years of experience, minimum 5 years of experience. What company will do whenever they release any job opportunity, or whenever they have any opening requirement related to SAP FICO, they specifically say that we have requirement, we have opening for SAP FICO consultant, those who have more than 3 years of experience, those who have more than 4 years of experience, only these candidates please apply for the job. Reason they specifically mention, only if somebody has this experience criteria, only if somebody has this experience, they are allowed to attend the interview, because the company can put only these candidates in their project, or the company can only put these candidates in their client project. Otherwise it is not going to be a beneficial for your company, for any company. There are certain startup companies, there are level 3 companies, the small sized companies, they may be taking, but if you take any big companies and all, they may not be taking unless you have sufficient relevant experience. So when you're having experience, when you're having a gap, it is always recommended, it is always suggested that you go as experienced candidate into the market, because at this level you will find a lot of opportunities in the market, you will easily get into a FICO job. The only point that you require is, assuming that you are getting into the market with 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience, make sure when you talk, you sound like a 3-year experienced candidate. When you talk, you sound like 4-year experienced candidate. Meaning, when you talk, the other person should not get a feel that you are a trained candidate. There are certain terminologies, there are certain things, there are certain ways through which one can easily find out that this candidate has no work experience. One can easily find out that you have experience or you have no experience based on the way that you're talking, based on the way that you're explaining, based on the way that you're looking at the system, based on the way that you're understanding what I'm telling. One can easily understand whether you have experience or not. It is not based on what configuration you're talking. It is not based on how many configurations you did, how many company codes you practiced. At this level, nobody is able to identify. The moment you open your mouth, the moment you start explaining about a topic, about any particular functionality, one can easily understand. Within 1-2 minutes, other person can easily figure out this candidate has got the genuine experience, this candidate has not got any genuine experience. Easily within few minutes, anybody will come to know. Later on, you will also realize that okay, this candidate has no experience, this candidate has experience, because the way they talk, the way they explain, the way they communicate will be different if somebody has experience in SAP FICO. And when you talk to any other person, make sure you give that impression. Otherwise, forget about interviewer, you are only not convinced. When you talk to the other people, sometimes you will not get convinced, because you feel that they would have told everything related to whatever you are looking for, but still you are not convinced because something is missing. When I say something is missing, you are expecting some better explanation, you are expecting some example or something which will make you feel convinced, we are not convinced. No matter how better they talk, how best they talk, if you feel that you are not convinced, you are not convinced. That's it. You are going to say, no, I'm not okay with this guy. Same thing is going to happen in any interview wherever you go. It all depends on you, how you're talking, how you're explaining, how you're understanding what other person is asking, and how you're responding to the point to point. If my question is related to fill in the blank, you are supposed to fill the blank. You are not supposed to ask me for an additional sheet. If my question is related to descriptive, I want you to explain the total process. Don't tell me this is used for this. Don't expand the abbreviations. Don't tell the configuration. Most of the times, this is what happens in the interviews. Question is very simple. Expectation is very simple. But still, people fail to meet the expectation. Only the reason is they focus only on the configuration. As long as you are focusing only on the configuration, because you are loading only configuration in your mind. When you are loading only configuration in your mind, when you're trying to talk, when you're trying to explain to the other person, automatically only configuration will come out. Whatever the other person is asking, first thing that strikes your mind is what is the configuration, what is the T code, only this thing will come. The moment you talk, the moment you start explaining about configuration, other person will start getting a negative impression. Please understand, the moment you start explaining about the configuration, other person starts receiving the negative impression. Even if I tell you only the configuration, you will also be not convinced with me, because you know that configuration I also know. Again, why I am supposed to know about the configuration by paying money? This is the same point in the interview also, because when you join any project, it is not that they want you to think innovatively like a scientist, find out the configuration and all. Nobody expects you to do it, because SAP is there in the market from last 40-50 years. From 1970s it is there in the market. Now people are using SAP from years. Now it is we who are learning SAP FICO in this year, or now you are learning SAP FICO. This is there in the market from long time. Now whatever the doubt, whatever the problem, whatever the issue, whatever the error, whatever the sufferings that you are facing here, people like you, people like me would have faced long back. Now for every problem that you face, for everything that you feel that how this is possible, there will be a solution, there will be a discussion. Okay, there will be a solution, there will be a discussion. Make sure whatever you're talking, whatever you're understanding is put in a right way. When I say is put in a right way, when you're talking to the other person, first thing, you should have confidence. When I say you should have confidence, you whatever the points that you are aware of, if it is related to 3-4 topics, make sure that you are limiting your understanding only to 3-4 topics, but ensure that on these 3-4 topics you are strong, you are comfortable, you are confident. And other topics, don't ignore it. This is what the mistake that most of us will do. What we will do commonly, we will take 3 topics: GL, AP, AR. Everybody will take a GL, AP, AR. Anybody you go and ask, I am very good at GL, AP, AR. And when somebody is telling I am very good at a GL, AP, AR, apart from GL, AP, AR, what else do we know? We will tell that no, I know only GL, AP, AR. The question is, what do you know apart from GL, AP, AR? Again, they will come to the same point, meaning they feel that if I prepare on GL, AP, AR, that is sufficient. Practically, that is not sufficient. Those are your strong areas. Those are your strong areas, meaning on those areas you are more comfortable, you are more strong. But on the other areas, does not mean that you do not know anything. You are aware of the other areas, but you may not be so strong as you are on these areas. On the other areas, make sure you are able to explain, you are able to talk, you are able to at least give a basic understanding of yours. For example, if you're talking about BRS, automatic payment, or integrations, taxation, any other point, whatever you have, like validation, substitution, screen layout, standard layout and all, make sure you have at least basic understanding what it is all about. It should be only that you have not worked on this practically, or you are not so comfortable, but yes, you can manage, you can work on these areas as well. The way you are projecting, the way you are showcasing your experience, your skill set matters a lot. The moment you tell I know GL, AP, AR, the first point the other person will get a negative impression, because everybody is telling GL, AP, AR. So even if you're honestly telling, even if you're expert in GL, AP, AR, the other person will get a kind of a negative impression, because I know everybody is coming with the same GL APAR. Now the person who goes beyond that GL APAR will get shortlisted, will get selected. Reason, he is knowing other points than this GL APAR, meaning other person also feels that everybody knows the GL APAR. What is special in you? Everybody knows it. Even fresher is also able to work on GL APAR. Having 3-year experience, having 4-year experience, you are also working on GL APAR. If it is the case, I would prefer fresh candidate or a fresher candidate who can come with me or who can come for a less cost. Companies will think in a different way, your recruiter will think you in a different way, your interviewer will think in a different way. When you see it from the other way around, from the other side of the table, you will start realizing the facts. Okay, if I am taking the interview, if the other person is telling I know only GL APAR, you will definitely reject it. And if you are taking the interview, definitely you are not going to ask a configuration. When we know that if you are taking the interview of the other person of a similar profile of yours, you know that you are not going to ask a configuration, but we will be expecting a configuration questions, simple question, easy questions, straightforward questions in our interview. This is not at all possible in any real environment. In the practical environment, this is not going to happen. That is why whosoever you talk to, everybody will tell negative about SAP FICO for these reasons. And you will hear a lot of points in the market. Please do not believe in it. Somebody will tell market is very dry, somebody will tell there are no calls in the market, as if they are operating all the HRs, they are giving instruction to all the companies, please don't hire anybody for next 2 weeks. It is not like that. For SAP FICO, you will find opportunities 365 days a year. It is you who need to go identify where jobs are there. Now we are all thinking about, we are all planning to become SAP FICO consultant, and you have identified that okay, FICO is going to be the best for my career. When you identify this, you are going to do what? You are going to join a course either with me or anybody else, based on one's personal opinion, based on one's personal choice. You are going to join at a place where you feel that yes, I will be able to learn SAP FICO here. Once you learn SAP FICO, once you complete your SAP FICO consultant, SAP FICO job, sorry, SAP FICO course, now you need to think about getting a job. Now, in order to get a job, hardly nobody knows more than 10, 20 companies where you have SAP FICO job. Everybody will tell Wipro, Tech Mahindra, IBM, Infosys, Deloitte, NTT Data, or these kind of companies, everybody will tell. Beyond that, whatever the top companies, whatever the famous companies are there, beyond that, we all do not know where SAP FICO jobs are there. And then we all want to become SAP FICO consultant. We do not even know where SAP FICO jobs are there, in which company consulting jobs are there, in which location. If you are from Hyderabad, you do not know in how many companies SAP FICO consulting opportunities are there. If you are from Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, whatever is your location, make sure you have your groundwork, you have your efforts done. It's not only about doing the configuration to get a job. There are a lot of activities, there are a lot of tasks that you'll have to do before you get into the job market. Before you become a consultant, you have to work on a lot of activities. This configuration is hardly 10% of it. In order to become a FICO consultant, whatever the efforts that you'll have to put, configuration will take only 10% of your effort to become a FICO consultant, meaning 90% of the effort to become a FICO consultant is other than configuration. Assuming that you learned SAP FICO nicely, day and night you sat, you practiced and all. Now tomorrow you want to apply for a job. What you are going to do? We don't know. All as per the traditional the method, you will create a resume. You do not know whether your resume is created properly or not, because you have nobody to review, you have nobody to guide, instruct whether points whatever you listed in your resume are correct or not correct. Nobody knows, nobody guides. You prepare one resume as per your knowledge, as per your understanding, and you will upload the resume in Naukri, Monster, Times Jobs, Indeed, whatever you get. But we do not know, people like you, people like me, there are thousands in the market who apply for, who put resumes in the Naukri Monster, who apply in Naukri Monster everywhere. Then how you will come to know, how you will receive the calls? It is not that only you who is placing the resume in the job portal. People like you are thousands. People like you are thousands. You are maybe placing the resume from Hyderabad. I am placing from Mumbai. Somebody is placing from Chennai, Bangalore. But people are placing from all over India. How many people are there who are learning SAP FICO like you? And how many people who have already completed SAP FICO? How many people are there who are already working as SAP FICO consultant? Now, when you are in the market, you are competing with the people who are currently working as FICO consultant. Never compare yourself with people who are learning SAP FICO. Always make sure you are comparing yourself, your knowledge, your understanding, your skill set with a person who is currently working as a FICO consultant for last 3 to 4 years genuinely in SAP. Tomorrow, if you go to a company where there is an opportunity for SAP FICO consultant, I am a SAP FICO consultant who got it trained. I've manipulated my experience. I've come to the interview. You are a FICO consultant who is working in a XYZ company from last 3 years. You have genuine SAP FICO experience. I have projected SAP FICO experience. You come to the interview. I come to the interview. By looking at you, I get, psychologically down that, okay, many real-time consultants are coming. How I will get selected? I will get rejected for sure. This is how we will think, because you are not confident. We are not confident, but we are still in the interview. We are still waiting. We are going, and then we still wait that HR will come and say that we will get back to you. You don't need to wait. You don't need to sit until HR comes and tell we will get back to you. The moment interview also is done, you please walk out. Just go back to your home. You know the result. We know the result because even before attending the interview, you decided that it may come, it may not come. Let me give a try. As long as you give a try, nothing is going to work out. You have to have that confidence. Only then you will get the job. And it's very easy to clear your SAP FICO interview because it's all open fact. It's all open questions. Whatever they ask is widely available in the social media. Whatever they ask is widely available in social media. You will just Google it. You will get all the questions, similar topics, similar question you will be asked in every interview. Then you have to think, then why we are again learning SAP FICO, why we are paying and all? Not to know the config, not to know the config, to know the points that are related to a real environment, how a consultant works in a project. If you are working for a client, if you are working for a project, what you are going to do, what will be your work contribution. To know these points practically, you are learning SAP FICO, you are making or you are investing your money, you are investing your time. Otherwise, you or I can easily learn SAP FICO without spending even a single rupee. Everybody knows with free of cost you can learn SAP FICO. There are so many sources in the market wherein you get everything whatever it requires for you to understand SAP FICO, any topic, any config, any material, any document, any video, including SAP FICO certification material available in the market for free of cost. Everybody is aware of it. But still we are making a payment, still we are investing time, still we are investing money, meaning we have to think practically. When everything is available in the market for free of cost, why am I spending money? Why am I investing time? Am I really serious about becoming a FICO consultant? Only then we will come to know, okay, is my decision correct to get into SAP or not? Because later on you should not have any regret. When I say you should not have any regret, you should not feel that I should not have done or I should not have joined SAP FICO. I wasted my 3 months. I should have joined some other course, or I should have joined some other trainer. I should have joined some other institute, or this is not suitable for me. Unnecessarily, I left my job. Now I am jobless. I'm not getting a job. It's been 6 months, 1 year. I'm not getting a job. This is how the reality is. This is what is going to happen. And if you are not able to anticipate, that is your problem. If you are not able to do the groundwork, if you are not able to know that this is what is going to happen, then it is purely your problem, not anybody else's problem, because it is your fault that you did not understand points related to SAP FICO before you step into it. Anything that you buy, anything that you want, you will do thorough research, right? Whether this will work or this will receive this, that and all, we will do a lot of innovative research before you take anything. But when it comes to SAP, you will just give a try. You will just blindly go join, practice whatever it comes in your mind. You will blindly follow whatever people are telling, whatever the rumors are surrounded you. For every point, you will get attracted. Meaning you are not sure, you are not confident what is going to happen, how you are going to work. This is the fact. Definitely, you will not become a consultant so easily. You have to struggle a lot. Reason, you have no clarity. When there is no clarity and you are loading your mind only with configuration, definitely this is not going to work out. Because if you still doubt what I am telling, why I am talking so negatively, you can go verify with people who are learning SAP FICO, go verify with people who are attending SAP FICO interviews, go verify with people who are currently working as SAP FICO consultant, go verify with people who learned SAP FICO who dropped from SAP FICO. You will be surprised to know the fact. You will be surprised to know the answers from different people. Most of the times people will talk about negative only about SAP FICO because that is how the market is. When I say that is how the market is, everywhere it is corrupted, everywhere it is monetary related, everywhere it is, the commercial. When I say everywhere it is commercial, and it is either ways. Let's say somebody will come and somebody will say that, sir, I want to complete FICO course in 30 days. Somebody will say, sir, I want to complete FICO course in 45 days. Somebody will tell, I will spend 10 hours a day, I want to complete within 30 days. I want to complete within 30 days. I wanted to complete within 60 days. People will come like this. I wanted to complete in fast track. The different terms, names they will put. I want to complete at a faster pace within 8 hours a day. I will spend whole day. I will sit on SAP only. I have no other work. You will go mad if you do that. You will completely go mad. After a week you will leave SAP. You will go back to what you are doing before, because that is how it is. It is not something, if you spend 8 hours a day, if you spend 10 hours a day, this is not something that you will understand. Instead you will go mad, because this is not something that can easily be understood. This is not something that can be learned, that can be adopted by practicing many times. You need to have a logical, you need to have a conceptual understanding wherein you are able to relate everything to a practical business case, practical business scenario, because your role is different. As a consultant, you are going to play a different role. It's not a configuration activity wherein you will sit in the office, somebody will give you config this, do this, do this. It is not that activity. Configuration is a one-time activity. After that, what you are going to do whole day, throughout the life, your client will be needing support. Then what they will be needing? Configuration is all about 6 months, 1 year. After that, what is going to happen? How your client is going to use SAP, how you are going to support, how you are going to understand all these points. If you are able to understand, if you are able to relate practically, that is where you are going to realize, okay, this is the reason why SAP is tough, this is the reason why SAP is difficult, this is the reason why everybody is talking about negative in SAP. Reason, everybody will realize these points after completing their course, or in the middle of their course, or when they attend their first interview in their course. That is where they realize that, okay, I have wasted my money, I have wasted my time, and this is not suitable for me, and I'm not able to focus, I'm not able to understand anything, I will leave it better. People will quit SAP. Half of the people who learn SAP FICO will quit even before completing the course. This is fact. If you take 1000 people, 500 are dropouts. In SAP FICO, you take any 1000 people, 500 straightforward dropout. They'll not complete the course also. They'll leave the course in between only, because they assume they do not know anything about SAP FICO. Somebody says, if I say that I learned SAP FICO, I got a job, see now my salary is this much, the other person will get attracted. He will also join SAP FICO course just because somebody joined, he got a good job, he got a good pay, he will also join. That is how people join. They do not even inquire, they do not even try to research about it, they do not even try to find out the facts about it, what is actually required, whether your skill set, whether your understanding, your current commitments time is going to suit or not. We don't even consider. Blindly we will join. What is going to happen? Definitely you are going to drop out, or forcefully people will complete the course. Forcefully, I mean to say, they know that they are not going to get through it, but still, since they paid money, they will complete the course. That's it. And after starting attending the after the course, some other percentage will drop out. They will start very difficulty, because course is over. Course is over. 3 months you are not able to understand anything. That is where you will start realizing, okay, I'm not able to understand this. Everything is messed up. Everything is confused. With this confused mind, what I will go? You will put your resume. You will not get any call. Somebody will drop out there. Somebody will go get some interview calls, they will attend 1 or 2 interviews, they will get scared for the questions whatever they ask in the interview, they will not understand anything, they will drop out there. Hardly 10-20% will be left. If 1000 people are learning SAP FICO, hardly 10-20, maximum 100-200 people. 800 people straight away will not get SAP FICO job. Upfront 800 are out. Why out? There are so many reasons. There are so many reasons. If that is not the fact, then whosoever you talk to about any commerce graduate, any BCom graduate, any MBA graduate, anybody who is working on accounting, nobody will work in accounting. Everybody will say, I'm a FICO consultant, I'm a FICO consultant. Go check with so many people. You will be surprised. Whoever is working as end user, whoever is working as accountant, everybody is a trained SAP FICO candidate before. Yeah, I also learned SAP FICO 3 years back. I tried, but I did not get it. Yeah, I also learned 1 year ago. I also learned 5 years ago. You will be surprised. Most of the people you see, they would have already touched SAP. They would have already given up SAP. There are so many reasons. We need to understand. And you need to understand what is actually required to get into SAP, what effort you need to put to get into SAP. If you understand the right way, if you understand the right direction, if you follow the right instruction guidelines, there is no way that you will suffer in SAP. In fact, it is very easy to get into SAP provided you have right practice, you have right approach. Otherwise, no matter whatever you do, you study, practice, put your efforts 24/7, you are not going to become successful. Reason, your approach is wrong. When I say your approach is wrong, the market expectation is different, your preparation is different. Whenever you sit and practice, usually what everybody will do, everybody will start from your company code and all, and they will reach to a stage, maybe they post GL account, customer account, vendor account, and they give some kind of gap, and they say that, okay, let me start again. Again, company code, chart of account, fiscal year, customer, vendor, GL post. Again gap, again same thing. Meaning you're not crossing a level. The moment when you cross a particular level, that is where your SAP FICO starts. Wherever SAP FICO is actually starting, that is where we all end up. The actual starting point of SAP FICO is the end point for most of the people, because that is the reason they don't think beyond a limit, beyond the limitations, whatever you have to know. When you cross this limitation, when you cross this boundary, that is where you will start understanding SAP FICO. As I said, straight away, for the first couple of weeks, for the first 1 month, you will not understand anything in SAP FICO. Why you will not understand anything in SAP FICO? Reason, it requires thorough understanding of at least decent minimum business process of any company. What we will do, we will not consider, we will not think about all these things. Straight away we will talk about creating the configuration, looking at the material, document, recording, company code. I will create a 10 company code. You create 1000 company code, nothing is going to happen. Reason, you know how to create a company code, you do not know why you are creating a company code. For example, if I give you that, I am working for some company, for example, I am working for Bisleri Water. Now, if I want you to implement SAP for Bisleri Water, how do you create or how do you set up Bisleri Water in SAP? Will you be able to talk about it even after creating 10 company codes? No. What you will do, you will go there and then you will try putting a company code. Bisleri means BS, water means WA. Okay, BSW I will put. Why you are putting BSWA? Bisleri Water. Or you will put any code of your choice, meaning we are not able to understand how you are going to create a company code, how you are going to create a particular configuration when you are in any project. What points you will have to consider, how you have to move forward, who will give what information. If you are able to understand, that is what is required for you to become a consultant, for you to manage, for you to survive in your job. Otherwise, configuration is offline. When I say configuration is offline, for example, I am your project lead, I am your project manager, I am your senior consultant in the project, you are a consultant who joined in the project. I don't want you to know the configuration. I don't want. When you know that from the Google you get a lot of configuration document, why I will expect you to do the configuration on your own? I will also tell you refer the document and then do it carefully. I want you to do the system configuration carefully. Now I'm doubt whether you can do it or not. So I will openly tell you, refer any configuration document, do it correctly. Now I myself is telling you that you look at the document, configuration document, and then do it. Now in any project you don't refer Google document. Your company would have implemented SAP for so many clients before. You're not joining a company which is starting SAP consulting for the first time. You're not the first SAP FICO employee of that company. Your company would have implemented SAP for so many clients before, and they will have all the configuration documents with them. And for whatever the client that you are working, you will find all the configuration document, user manual, every documentation is available. The only point that they want you to is your understanding. Only point that they expect from you is your understanding. Apart from understanding, we have everything. Apart from understanding, we have everything, but they only need your understanding. If I tell you something, or if I want you to talk to the client, if I want you to talk to a user, understand their problem, understand their business requirement, will you be able to move forward? Will you be able to move forward is what they are going to verify. That is where we fail. That is where we will lack our consulting skill set. That is the only reason why we will fail in the interview, why we will get scared, why we will not feel comfortable even after working as SAP FICO consultant, is just because we are not able to understand business process. We are not able to relate it to our practical knowledge. If it is the configuration thing, everybody knows configuration. There are people who knows better than anybody else, right? You may be better than me in configuration, or somebody who is a fresher who is having only 1-2 year experience may be knowing better configuration than me. But when it comes to business process understanding, when it comes to handling a client, when it comes to talking to a user or handling any kind of requirement, I may be better than you. So when you're in any interview, when you're with any team member, when you're in any client meeting, when you're in any business meeting, make sure you will be able to manage. For you to manage in front of your client, in front of your team member, in front of your interviewer, all you need is your understanding, whether you are able to talk, whether you're able to communicate in a confident way or not. If you have that, you will become SAP FICO consultant. Nobody can stop you. If you don't have that, whatever you do, you will never become a FICO consultant unless and until you gain that knowledge, you gain that confidence. Because there's no other go. We have to talk at a negative way only. We have to talk at a different way only to make sure that we will realize the reality. Because this is something where you need to take a decision whether to move forward or not. It's about money that you are spending. That it's nothing. Money is nothing. You will pay today, and then later on you will realize you will regain the money. But the trust that you are losing and the money that you are investing is on your career. Tomorrow you wanted to become a consultant, and for that you are investing money. And if you feel that after completing a course you are not able to get a job, later on you will never find that trust. You will never get that confidence that okay, let me try, let me learn again. You will never get that mindset. You feel that okay, no, again this is not going to work out, let me stay what I am doing currently. Why? Because you have lost that trust. You no longer believe due to different reasons. That should not be there, because this is directly related to your career. I don't want anybody to take just like that, okay, let me try SAP FICO. Tomorrow if you are not able to learn something, tomorrow if you are not able to understand anything, I don't want to be the reason for it. I don't want you to blame me for it, that I was not aware of this. If I was aware of this, I would not have joined SAP FICO. I would have joined somewhere else. You're still open. Option is still yours. You are free to join anywhere, wherever you want to join. I am nobody to stop you. Wherever you feel that yes, I am comfortable here, you can go join there. Because end of the day, what I wish, what you wish is to make a good career. I also wish the same thing. Wherever you learn, whatever the institute, whatever the trainer that you go with, I want you to learn, make a career, get a SAP FICO job. That is all I want. I don't want you to join with me only. Wherever you feel confident, comfortable, you are free to go there. But make sure you think, understand everything, Accordingly, take a decision. Forget about joining with me or somebody else. Joining in SAP FICO is the second point. First point to see if you are suitable for SAP FICO, if you can put your efforts or not. And you are not supposed to be in a hurry, like, within 1 month I want to become a consultant. It's not going to happen. And especially those who have already learnt SAP FICO is going to be a little difficult for them. Why little difficult for them? Because you would have already completed your training, you would have already practiced SAP FICO, but in a different way. When I say but in a different way, I may be talking in a different way, I may be teaching in a different way, I may be showing things in a different way. Initially, what will happen to come to my way, it will take a little time. To come to my way, it will take a little time. You may get a lot of confusions at the beginning, and it is equally difficult for me also because I need to repair your understanding. When I say I need to repair your understanding, you already have a level of understanding. If that is correct, it's easy for me. If that is not correct, your understanding is wrong, I need to make sure you will understand it in the right way, and then you will progress, you will move forward in a correct direction. Otherwise, you will end up getting confused, which will be even more difficult, which I don't want. That is why I go at a little slower pace, ensuring that even the person who is not able to understand will be able to understand. For that reason, I may be repeating certain points multiple times just to make sure if one time you are not able to understand, second time you are able to understand, if not, at least the third time you are able to understand. Because I know I also came from the same background as yours. I understand whatever the point, whatever the pain, whatever the difficulties that you face while understanding every difficulty I also underwent. So I know the situation what you're currently going through, what we all go through in order to become a consultant. I know it. Right? That is the reason I don't go at a faster pace where I wanted to complete within 2 months. I openly say I will be with you, I will be training you until you get SAP FICO job. Whatever the time it takes, if it takes 1 year, I will teach you for 1 year, no additional cost. I will not even charge 1 rupee additional from you. You will be trained until you become a FICO consultant. Don't think about the duration. Don't try to do things in a hurry. Understand at your own pace because you know what are your personal commitments. Meaning you may be currently working. When you're currently working, definitely it is not possible for you to practice every day. Or you may be having different other commitments or different things which will not allow you to practice every day, or even if you want to practice but mentally you may not be having that peace, or you may be having different other things going on in your mind and all. There are different reasons which will not allow us to practice on a daily basis. Don't worry about it, go at your own pace because you're not supposed to worry about the duration. Forget about the duration. If not this batch, you will again continue in the next batch. As I said, you will be with me until you become a FICO consultant. Make sure at your own pace, whatever the way that whatever the time it takes for you to feel comfortable, confident, let that time take consumed. You are not in a hurry to become a consultant tomorrow. If that is the expectation, please, that is not going to happen. If that is the expectation, that is not going to happen because it will take time to understand SAP FICO. But because we are not talking about configuration, I'm never going to focus on configuration. So if you are expecting a configuration from me, then I'm not the right person to teach you SAP FICO. Anybody who is planning to learn SAP FICO configuration, I'm not the right person to teach you SAP FICO configuration. I will openly tell, don't pay any money to me, learn configuration for free of cost. Please save your money whatever you are going to spend on me, because that is not relevant. You are planning to join to understand business process, to understand what happens in a project, what skills that are required to gain the knowledge in SAP FICO consulting. That is the only objective why you are paying money and then joining the course. Okay. And there are different things in the market. Somebody will tell that you pay some amount, 50% of the CTC, or give 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, I will get you the backdoor job. Please don't trust, don't believe in these kind of things. When somebody says backdoor job, please don't believe in it. If anybody is thinking to get into backdoor job, I'm not the right person. If somebody is planning to get into backdoor job, please, I'm not going to support, I'm not going to do any kind of support in terms of it. You can upfront quit. There are different sources in the market. You can choose that. If anybody is planning to get into backdoor, that is not entertained here. I'm not even going to talk about those points. Second point, if somebody is expecting a proxy, there is something called proxy interview. If somebody is expecting that, sir, after completing my course, will you help in proxy? There is no proxy support. I will make sure you will talk in your interview confidently. Until you talk, I will teach you. I will give you this subject. I'll explain you until you talk. If it requires 100 times, I am ready to teach you. I'm ready to explain you 100 times, but not even single time I will entertain you about proxy. If somebody is looking for proxy, please, I'm not the right person for proxy. There are different ways, different sources in the market. You can pick them. Third point, related to your on-job support. Some people will ask, sir, I got the job, or after getting the FICO job, will you provide support? I'm not going to provide support. I'm not going to provide support. People say that, sir, I will pay this X amount of money every month. Can you please provide support? Can you please guide somebody who can support? I'm not going to entertain on it. If somebody is looking for paid support or on-job support, there are different sources in the market. Please pick that. I'm not the right person for it. But I will make sure that you will be confident, you will be comfortable in the subject wherein you can talk, you can work independently without having any dependency. I'll make sure I'll give you that confidence, I'll give you that subject, I'll give you that knowledge. Until you get it, I will be with you. Until you get it, I will teach you. I don't mind teaching you 100 times, but I will not entertain you on these things. Because these are all related to monetary, which I don't want anybody to waste your money. I don't want anybody to play with your career. If not today, tomorrow also you have to learn. How long you will pay, how long you will spend money on buying the subject, when you are not realizing that you will gain the subject, you will understand the subject. As long as you are thinking that I will buy my job, I will buy my interview, I will buy my support, these are not going to practically work out. And I'm not going to entertain any of these things. If anybody has any thought about it, let later on after joining, he will give on-job support and all. I'm not going to provide anything. As I said, no backdoor, no proxy, no on-job support. I will make sure you will be able to manage everything individually on your own. That subject, that knowledge is what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so that's all from my side. So now it's up to you to think, decide whether to continue with the course. Those who decided to continue with the course, as I've put a message to everybody, you need to make the initial payment to start attending the regular classes from tomorrow onwards. Those who wish to continue somewhere else, or those who have any other plans, it's up to you. I respect, I welcome whatever the decision that you take. It is not mandatory to join. It's up to you. Whatever the decision that you take, I respect. I don't follow up on joining the course again. It's up to you. Whatever you think, whatever you decide, it's up to you. If you feel that, most of you might feel that he is talking all negative about SAP, but this is how the reality is. This is the market reality. Whatever I spoke, if you do not believe it, later on you will realize practically. It will be a personal experience later on. But I don't force anybody to join the course with me. It's completely your personal choice. Whatever you decide, whatever you check, whatever you research, accordingly you can do it. Accordingly you can proceed with joining the course wherever you find that you will get the subject, wherever you feel that yes, I am comfortable here. End of the day, your comfort is important. Wherever you feel that you are comfortable, please join there. Okay, now you have any questions you can ask with respect to FICO. Let me allow you to unmute. Yeah, you can unmute and then ask your questions now, whatever you have.
Hi,
Please
Ajay.
raise your hand. Please raise your hand. I'll call out your name. You can ask your question. I'll answer all your questions and then I'll close the session. Lokesh?
Yeah, hi Ajay. When will we get this server access to practice?
Once the regular classes start, at that time you will get it, because we are yet to start the regular classes. Once Tomorrow I will give you details about every information, like if you wanted to continue the current ongoing batches, all these kind of things I will be discussing in the tomorrow's regular session.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sudhir.
Hi, sir. Do we get any PDFs or something like material for
No
attending daily
PDF,
regular?
no PDF, no material. Whatever I update in the Excel sheet in the regular class, the same Excel sheet I will forward. No PDF material, no configuration materials are with me. Whatever we do like a real project, and whatever we do, we will take the exact requirement. I'll make you understand the requirement scenario. I will draft everything in the Excel sheet. The same Excel sheet I will send you after the class. If you refer that Excel sheet, that is more than enough. You don't need anything.
Okay, then fine, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Madhavi.
Hi Ajay. So my question is, right now I am working as a web developer. I aspire to be techno-functional person in next few years. So wanted to know from this training, like what should be my approach and would it be directed in that way?
Yes. So this will definitely help you because we will not be focusing on the configuration. Since you're already working as a technical ABAP, you must be aware of how things will work in a project. Nobody is
Yes,
interested in configuration. It all depends on, and you must have already discussed with multiple functional consultants, and you would have realized how difficult it is if you do not know the business process. Correct?
right. Because right now I am
Correct.
working in a insurance project. So like there are times when I do not understand the emails from the business because I am not that well versed from the FICO side. Like I have worked on different domains like billing, device management, and these things, but like I do not have any expertise in a particular functional on a particular functional side. So my intention to join this course is to work as like pure techno functional consultant few years down the lines as a FICO techno functional person.
Yes, got your point. Your requirement will be satisfied or your requirement will be met here because you will be understanding the business processes from the scratch onward, meaning why we are debiting, why we are crediting, how exactly this is used by a client. Only after understanding it, we will put that in SAP as configuration. Otherwise, I will be working only on Excel sheet until I make sure that everybody understands what I am going to do in SAP. Straight away, I will not do any configuration. After configuration, I will not explain anything. I will explain everything before configuration along with the business process requirement, including the accounting figure. Then we will go to SAP. At that time, whatever I am doing in SAP, because we have already discussed, we know what we are planning to do, what is the expected result. You all can see that. Okay, this is the reason he is creating this. This is the reason he is posting this, including the name of any master, any transaction, whatever I post, including the value randomly. We will take then and there. We will find out if you do this, this is what is going to be the impact. Accordingly we will be doing it, meaning you are going to understand the business process requirement, how this is going to happen in a project, how this will come to you from your client, from your user, and how you will understand, and then how you will move forward with it.
Okay,
Okay.
good to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, like what is happening whenever we get some requirement, I have to run to my functional person. So like because we have one functional, so there are times like because I have some experience in SAP, so like there are expectations when I give interview that like you should work independently from the functional and technical side both. So right now, like what happens when I get any requirement to work upon, I need to run to functional people, give me the technical details. Like suppose recently I was working on automatic payment program. So I was not
Mhm.
aware like which field to map, where should I get this field, how it is running. So like it took a lot of time for me to get the understanding and run after the functional person to understand. Moreover, like right now, even after working on it, I do not have complete idea on how actually automatic program is running from end to end.
Got it. This is the basic fundamental problem for many of the functional consultant also, because what they do is they do the mechanical work, like They know that to do the automatic payment program, these are the configuration step, and if I maintain this step, this is how system will work. But the moment you give them a requirement, the moment you ask them to explain this requirement, this is scenario, suddenly they will not be able to recollect, they will not be able to relate it to that scenario. Reason, in their mind, automatic payment program means configuration. Error means they want to see the error, they want to see this. Practically, they cannot relate straight away to what point you are looking for. That's where your experience will come into picture. That is where your understanding, your knowledge will be visible, will be measured by the other person. And it is fact, whenever you join any project right from day one, you are expected to work, you are expected to provide your inputs, contribution individually. There will be nobody who will support you, there will be nobody who will assist you. You have to be all alone, ensuring that tomorrow, if you are all alone in the client location, if you are working with the user, make sure you have that confidence, and that is what you are going to get, because that is
Yeah,
how I'm going to create the situations, the scenarios.
okay, thank you for that. And like it would be great then because like this is what my intention for doing the FI course right now. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Amish.
Yeah, hi, Ajay.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, actually, I also face the same issue. I am working as a FICO consultant right now, and in the project, the dependency from for another module is there. Like we are dependent to consultant and ST consultant. Suppose one STO process is there, then we are dependent to consultant, and then it's move to the next stage on ST consultant, and at the last stage, like billing, at the billing stage, we our role is there, kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, in the escalation process, sometimes the people, not giving important. The issue is in our bucket in FICO
Correct.
module, but they are not doing that. Whenever we request, just please do this testing and all, and they don't respond to us so very quickly, unless and until it's get highlighted from the our superior. So
Correct.
uh, so this is, I think, this is the drawback, that we are dependent actually uh, to each and every
Yeah.
module for FICO.
The reason why this situation comes for most of the people is
Yeah.
we are not sure what exactly is our role in it, and we are not sure whether this is supposed to be done from our side or this is supposed to be done from the other side. So what we will do, we will not be able to push it forward in a confident way. The same is the case with the other person. Whoever, wherever you are working in the real environment, everybody says, okay, this ticket is assigned to FICO consultant. Let FICO only handle it. If tomorrow somebody comes to me, I will simply say that no, I was not aware. Or if it is with MM consultant will simply tell that no, see this, I am creating this PO, I am trying to do the GRN, I am trying to do the invoicing. Entry is not getting posted. Now, since accounting entry is not getting posted, they will push it to FI. Now, as a FI, you
Yes.
will break your head and you will not understand anything. Reason, it is not only because of accounting FI the entry is not getting posted. There may be reasons from side also. There may be reasons from the SD side also. How you are able
Yes.
to understand why this is happening before you get into SAP screen? Understand the process. If you're talking about STO, whether you are able to explain the STO process in generic way, forget about SAP terminology, from where to where the material is going, from where you are purchasing, from where you are selling, from which plant to which plant, from which purchase org to which sales org, what is the
Yeah.
process step that is to be followed in your client business process. As a functional consultant, you should have a clarity first, and this you will not directly get it. You need to discuss with your what is their starting point. What they do, they will create a material, and what parameters are there in material for STOPO. Do you create same material or do you maintain any specific parameter in material? When you create a
Yeah.
PO, is it the same PO or any specific criteria you put it? What we will do, we feel that PO is all related to I don't care about PO. There may be a small mistake in PO.
Yeah.
and which is not allowing the process to get completed further. So unless and until you know the high level business process, high level requirement, you cannot even think where things would have been wrong, because since you have no clarity on the process, we will not be able to go and identify this could be the reason, here problem may be there. Agree? What we will do, we
Yeah.
will ask to check, will ask ST to check, ST will ask FI to check. It will be like a
Yes.
volleyball. Ball is in the air only. I
Yeah.
am
Yes.
pushing to
Yes. And
is pushing to ST. It's not stopping. Nobody is holding the ball. Everybody is pushing it. Reason,
yeah.
we are not focusing on the requirement. If you sit, try to understand this is the requirement, everything will get sorted out.
Hmm.
But
But
yeah,
very much highly integrated. We are very much dependent to other modules as well, like
correct, correct.
MM and SD.
Especially purchasing sales is tightly integrated with FI, because whenever you talk about any accounting, without purchasing, you cannot do any sale. Without sale, you
Yeah.
cannot make any profit. So the basic fundamental, anybody who is doing business, you're talking about a FICO consultant. FICO is a finance consultant. Finance is all about accounting,
Yeah.
and you're working for a company. Company is doing business to get profit. Correct? Huh? To get profit, you
Yes.
need to do a sale, and to do a sale, you need to have a material product, and this product or material, either purchase it or produce it. So either ways, you need to have integration, meaning the
Yes.
basic fundamentals. If you are able to relate in a generic way, automatically we will start relating it. Overnight, you may not be able to understand, but at least yes, you will be able to think in a right direction, right? The way that your thinking will get changed. Okay, this could be the reason. Let me try in this way. Let me check this way. You will get the solution, because it
But
completely depends on the scenario that we are executing, process that is implemented, the way that it is configured. There may be reason from anywhere, cause can be anything. Unless and until you have clarity on the requirement scenario, it is practically not possible to solve it immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, clear?
Okay. Done. Yes. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions, anyone? All right, if no other questions, fine then. So as I mentioned, those who wants to continue, please make the initial payment, send a message to me, then I'll add you to the regular group. And as I said, this will be the last overview session. From tomorrow, we will be attending the regular classes. There will be no more overview sessions. Those who enrolled, those who confirmed for the regular classes, they will only be receiving the class link from tomorrow onwards. Okay, fine then. Thank you everyone for your contribution in this overview sessions. We'll continue from the regular sessions tomorrow onwards. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good night. Yeah.
Thank you.